Okay, so this is number 18 on page 434. Here's what we're given. We're given side, side, angle. We're given a side, and the angle across from the side. Okay, so when we're given this, we're in trouble. On our note sheet, this is called the ambiguous case. I have 4 steps that are right there for you. I wrote them down here. The first step says assume 2 triangles. So what does that mean? That means I write down, angle A is also going to be 60 in the second triangle. Side A is also going to be 9. Angle B we don't know. Angle C we don't know. Side B we don't know. Side C is 10. So we're going to assume 2 triangles. Okay, number 2 says solve the first. Solve the first triangle. So to solve the first triangle, we'll go down here. It's going to be the sine of 60 over 9 should equal the sine of C over 10. Okay, I'm going to pause it here and I'm going to do the math. Alright, so I paused the video there and I crunched some numbers. I get a C value of 74.2 degrees. Now I'm going to store this. I'm going to hit the store button on my calculator and I'm going to hit alpha C and hit enter. Now newer calculators you can just scroll back up and grab that number. I'm just going to store it out of habit. Remember, if you didn't get this number, remember when you're looking for an angle, you got to take the inverse sine. So I ended up taking the inverse sine of like 0.96225 or whatever it is, and then that's how I ended up with this number down here. So I'll put that up here, 74.22. To find angle B, it's just going to be 180 minus that number minus 60. I get 45.79. Okay, and then to find side B, I'm going to take 9 times sine of this divided by sine of 60. And I get 7.45. That's what the book is, so we're good. Okay, now we get to step 3. The angle you solve for first is a supplement to its corresponding angle in the second triangle. So what does that mean? So which angle did we solve for first? We solved for C. Okay, depending on the numbers, it could have been B or C or even A in some scenarios, but in this case it was C. Okay, so if there is another triangle, this C and this C will add to 180 because this is the first angle we solved for. So I'm gonna take 180 minus, I have it stored as C, 105.79. Okay, so if you're able to get an angle, you could have 2 triangles. If these 3 don't add up to 180, all right, so now the third triangle here should be an angle that makes it so we can get all 3 angles adding up to 180, right? What am I saying? 180 minus 105.79, and then remember, you still need that whole number. There's some stuff behind here. You got to use the exact value. Minus 60. So this angle is 14.21. Now, here are the different possibilities. You could have 0, 1, or 2 triangles. If you try to solve for this first C and you cannot make a triangle, you have 0 triangles. If you, after you solve for the 1 and you take 180 minus this angle to get this one down here, and this angle is too big to make a second triangle, then you only have 1 triangle. However, like in this case, 105 plus 60, there's some room to get to 180, so we can make a second triangle, and the angle B is going to have 14.21. Now to solve for that, it's going to be sine of 60 over 9. To solve for this B is what I'm getting at. sine of 14.21, but use that whole number. Okay, grab it on your calculator. So 9 sine of that number divided by sine of 60. I get 2.55. Okay, so now before you're done with this problem, check it over. Okay, we know all these angles add up to 180 because we did it. Is my smallest side across from my smallest angle? Yep. Is my biggest side across from my biggest angle? Yep. How about down here? Here's my smallest side, smallest angle. Biggest side, biggest angle. So it checks out. These are the answers for number 18.